Music Access. Today only comes once, and once it passes, another day that's exactly the same length comes along. We call that tomorrow. We don't know what will happen tomorrow, but we hope that we'll all be able to meet each other again. And that's because if we're able to continue our everyday lives tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next week, and beyond, it means we're continuing on with our lives without anything major happening. And it also means that you and I, our family, our friends, our coworkers are all sharing those everyday moments. Sometimes we do need a little excitement in our lives, but there's nothing as comforting as thinking that nothing really major will happen, and we'll continue on with our everyday lives, right? I hope this weekend will be like that for you guys, comforting and relaxing knowing that nothing major will happen. The first song you heard today, Saturday, June 27th, 2015, was Rockstar by A Great Big World. What is up? It has been a new week, and now it's the weekend. Of course, we've got a lot of stuff to do for the weekend, but hopefully, what I meant in the first intro was that, if you have major fun, that is definitely, you go for it. You have fun. But if you want to have something major happening that's not quite on the good side, then of course, that's the stuff we don't want to happen. Major turn up, not major turn down. For what? Yeah. Alright, so we're about to start the Saturday edition of Music Access right now, and our Saturday corner, My Text and Message. It's all about you. We're going to read your messages and listen to your song requests for the next 2 hours. Also, our special Corner in Corner My Text message during the first hour of our Saturday show will be especially reserved for your text or social media message. So, send me your text or SNS message that was the most memorable for you during the week or anytime, and I'll introduce it then. The reason why we're doing this is because the messages that were memorable for you may also strike a chord with other listeners as well, so send in the messages that you remember, short or long. You can send in the message itself, or you can also tell us about how you got the message or why you sent the message too. So we'll introduce these texts and messages briefly before moving on to your other messages and letters for My Text and Message, which will go on during the rest of the show. But before that, here's how you can listen and participate on Music Access. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our social media, our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeon. And y'all have been sending in great song requests, so as always, keep them coming infinitely by posting up infinite messages on our infinitely long message board under the title Request. And now let's check out 2 songs before we come back with My Text and Message. The first song is Sparks by Hilary Duff, followed by Stitches by Shawn Mendes. Reading your messages again and again, and reading through the messages I sent again and again. The messages I wait for, the messages that make me laugh, the messages that are precious to me. My Text and Message. Which messages were the ones that were the most memorable to you from the week gone by? The messages that you keep are the words from the person you want to keep close. If you remember the messages that you sent, you probably spent a lot of time thinking about it before sending it in. Our special Corner in Corner for Saturdays, My Text Message, is about sharing that social media or text message that was the most memorable to you from the week gone by. It could have been a message that made you really happy or angry, or something that made you LOL, or a message that made you really frustrated. Let us know which message was the most memorable, and also share with us some of the messages that you keep saved in your mobile device and why. Just write my text on your message. And our message/text comes from Mara from the USA saying, "Hey Benji and Muji and MA family. This happened to me a few weeks ago. I had everything prepared for a trip back home, and I checked everything twice and believed it was all perfect, but then I got a text from my older sister Laura. She said, 'There appears to be a tropical depression heading to Houston this week, and by that I mean a storm that might turn into a tropical storm or hurricane.' So I replied, 'Everything will be fine. It's not supposed to hit until around Wednesday.' Do you know what happened? Are you curious? Do you think I am A, safe and sound in Houston, chillin' while I listen to your show, or B, lost in the wind because the storm blew our plane off course and we got stuck on the Bermuda Triangle, and now I'm stuck on an island like on the show Lost and have no way of getting home? I think you're C, in space, because the storm was super strong that the currents blew your plane way up there, and now you're conversing with the aliens listening to our now not international but interspatial broadcast. Music access. Continuing on saying, "Yes, I'm a drama queen. Well, I'm writing from Houston, Texas instead of Seattle. I ended up staying home, and when I got Laura's text, I just wanted to send you a message to save me." No! But hey, on the bright side, at least you made it to Houston safely, and, if there's any storm that occurs then, it's gonna be in the safety of, your home back there. So hopefully you are having an amazing time there, and as always, don't forget to have that family time by checking out Music Access. And I'll give y'all a shout out, maybe, but I'm sure it's great to be home, and congratulations once more. Alright, before we move on, let's check out two songs. The first one, requested by Rusi of Indonesia, is Grenade by Bruno Mars, followed by Fight Song by Rachel Platten, requested by Andrea of Australia. We're back, and we just heard Grenade by Bruno Mars, followed by Fight Song by Rachel Platten. And so I introduced Mara's message for my text message before we took a double song break. Did you enjoy her message? So I hope you guys all take part next week. So, telling me about the messages that made you laugh, smile, moved you, made you really sad or mad, anything at all. And so what we're kind of doing is we're taking my text and message and we're kind of, slightly separating it a little bit. And so we have our mini corner and corner my text and our mini corner and corner my message. So remember, for our my text, the message doesn't have to be about, it doesn't even have to be a text message. It could be an SNS message, just anything about it. Just tell me a little bit about the situation, how you received it or why you sent it, and, how you felt when you did that. So if you want to write in for that, just write my text on your title before you post up your message, and I'll introduce them to the best of my ability during this time every week. And starting now until the end of our second hour, we're going to take a look at what our MA family members have been doing this past week from Monday through Friday. What you're doing right now and what you plan to do this weekend through my message. So you guys are the stars, so make sure to send your stories brightly shining to our message board. And today's first message comes from Anne Sophie from Malaysia, saying, "Honestly, Benji, just listening to you almost every day, I find that I'm very comfortable with your crazy, fun, sassy, cute, funny, sweet, yet borderline psychotic personality. And we are pretty similar in terms of manner of speaking. I find myself starting to sound like you when I lecture my students in class. Not in terms of voice, duh, LOL, but more like how you explain things or when you're trying to make a point. I love listening to your feedback to all of your MA fams' messages. So, witty, comical, sweet, and super duper adorable. If we ever meet again someday, I can see us chilling like how you usually are on MA. you'd probably got me giggling in stitches most of the time, as you always do, and whoa, this is creepy. And, oh yeah, another thing that made me realize we'd get along great is because of our Chinese animal signs. I won't tell you mine, as well as our Western zodiac signs, Capricorn and Taurus, are very compatible. No wonder I got a good vibe about you when I first met you. Looking forward to chilling with you someday and getting that kangaroo hug you promised. Much love for you, Benji Baby, Sophie XOXO. So, thank you so much for your message. I hope that you don't, go to your students and be like, math class, pay attention, or else I will punish you. Because that would be you'd be a really, really cool, teacher and stuff, but it would be kind of weird, I think, maybe. And, Chinese animal signs, you're not going to tell your sign to me, but I have an assumption, a very, very vague assumption. But I won't say what it is because, it's all a guess. But in the end, thank you so much for your great, so many compliments and such a nice message. And when it comes to your students, tell them to listen to Music Access and how educational it is. Because, we always have educational... Sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. We may not be the most educational program. Not that we're not, but... we are, of course, the most fun program. So, thank you for tuning in. Tell your students to tune in. Tell the entire world to tune in. Because the more people that tune in, the bigger a party it is. And the bigger the party, the bigger the fun. Right? Alright, now let's check out 2 more songs before we continue on. The first song is I Really Like You by Carly Rae Jepsen, requested by Mod of Thailand, followed by Some Type of Love by Charlie Puth, requested by Melody Pick, also of Thailand. Some Type of Love. We just heard I Really Like You by Carly Rae Jepsen, followed by Some Type of Love by Charlie Puth. And let's check out our next message, which comes from Dian Lee from Korea, saying, hello, Benji. Did you have a lot of fun in Japan? I hope so. In my case, there was an examination of my thesis, and I passed the examination, but I'm not excited about it. It's not that big of a deal. And during the examination, I got compliments and criticisms and a lot of advice. I can barely talk about my school story, but I remember I left a message on the message board about this before, so I'm leaving a message again about the results. And now I've decided to take a break, doing nothing at least for a few days, and then I have to prepare for my next exam. It's just a grad student's ordinary life. Take care, Benji. Examinations, but hey, you passed the examination, and if you're not excited about that, I will be. Woo! Passed the examination. Exams are always very stressful, and no matter what kind of exam it is, I think passing an exam and doing well on it is a cause for pause and celebration. As for having fun in Japan, of course, we did do our performances, and it was fun, but, overall, the future is what I'm looking forward to, because, we went to China once, we went to Japan, we filmed our music video in Thailand, and now we gotta get more and more out there and visit every single country, especially the ones for everyone that's writing into Music Access, which is so many countries, which means I don't know when we're gonna have the time to find them, but I promise you at some point, BIG will get there, so just be a little more patient, and we'll get there ASAP. Alright, now let's check out 2 more songs before we move on. The first song is Deja Vu by SS501, requested by Shane Dorilla of the Philippines. And Kinine of Thailand wants to hear Palbege by Soyu and Giri Boy featuring Kihyun. We are back, and we just heard Deja Vu by Pung Chang Double S 501, boom, followed by Palbege by Soyu and Giri Boy featuring Kihyun. Side note, Giri Boy is a composer or producer tag on songs like G.R. Boy, which is really cool. Go check out his other songs. Anyway, moving on to our next message, we have Crimson Rose from the USA saying, Annyeong Benji, I love to sing. I've been learning how to sing in Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. When I record songs just for fun that I like, I often will post them to my online friends so they can listen in. I like when my friends get to hear me sing. 사랑해, adorable sweetie, Rose. Singing is, of course, I am a singer, and I think singing is super, super amazing. But besides that, singing in various languages is also super, super, super fun. I sing in English, and I also sing in Korean. And besides that, there's also songs that I like in other languages. For example, see if y'all recognize this song. Ano o ozura todoku made I believe hitatsu no ashite. Yeah, come on, let's go everybody. Oh, we share the music. I'm sorry, I'm not a good singer. This song is the Japanese track for One Piece, which is a super cool anime sung by Dongbang Shingi. Yes, that's right. This was one of the songs I heard in Japanese first that, I immediately, downloaded, put into my music library. And just various songs. I'm pretty sure that if you guys watch Hollywood movies as well, there's going to be a lot of songs in various languages that, you might not even recognize, but then you listen to it and you've got that beat, that rhythm. And, of course, this is putting this on a super, super grand scale, but this is one other reason why I love music, because even though there is the whole thing about language barriers and you might not quite understand the song, there's certain songs that, even though you might not understand the lyrics, surpass that. And, always be on the lookout for good music, because I think it's something that's really cool. Alright, so thank you for your message. And before we continue on, let's check out 2 more songs. The first song is 사랑에 빠져 by Royal Pirates, requested by Darcy of the USA, followed by Wild by Nine Muses, requested by Turkey's Barawan. And it's the end of our first hour. Right after a short break, we'll continue on with our Saturday Corner. But of course, we're going to introduce the messages sent to us by you, so make sure to stay tuned. Before we take a quick break, we'll check out the song Dead Inside by Muse and be right back. We are back listening to Music Access with me, Benji of B.I.G. And our first song starting off the second hour of our show for Saturday, June 27th, was Tearing My Heart by 21 Pilots. Alright guys, so for our second hour, remember, here's how you can listen and participate on Music Access. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio application on your smartphone. And you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Now we'll check out 2 songs before we come back with more messages. The first song is Everlasting Love by Fifth Harmony, followed by Photograph by Ed Sheeran. We are back, and we just heard Everlasting Love by Fifth Harmony, followed by Photograph by Ed Sheeran. I'm Benji of B.I.G., the host for Music Access, and we're taking a look at what our MA family members have been doing this week from Monday through Friday, what y'all are doing right now, and what you plan to do this weekend through my text and message. And remember, it's not too late to send in your messages now, so let me know what you've been up to, what you're doing, and what your plans are. Right in. And our first message comes from Sharifa Jaline Renee from the Philippines saying, "Hello, Benji Oppa, it's Sharifa Jaline from the Philippines. Last Monday, my class started, and the school calendar of the Philippines starts from June to March. I am on my 3rd year taking up a Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. I should go to school for 48 hours in a week, so my schedule is super full, and it's from Monday to Saturday. What? But I promise to study harder, continue being a Dean's Lister, and do well on my exams. Probably I can listen and send messages here when classes are suspended. Classes are suspended a lot when there is a lot of storm and heavy rainfall, so please be healthy and safe, Benji, and Give me a beautiful shout out. 감사합니다. Love, 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 Sharifa. That's interesting because I remember when I first came here, the whole school year was based on the whole actual school year. So it was like school goes until like September, October. I'm not 100% sure. And then like there's the whole break and stuff like that. And then in the States, it starts in September, then goes all the way through May or June. Is it May? Is it June? I don't quite remember. It's been a while since I've been in school. But anyways, so it's interesting that the Philippines goes from June to March, and school for 48 hours in a week. That's like longer than your average work week. It's super long. But Sharifa, you're doing a great job attending school. Good luck with everything that you're doing. And Sharifa, Risha, shout out. Good luck with all your stuff. I'm sure you'll do amazing. Fighting! And before we continue on, let's check out 2 more songs. Nadia of Singapore wants to hear 출근은 없어 by Monster X, followed by Shake It by Sistar. Starship in the house. We just heard 출근은 없어 by Monster X, followed by Shake It by Sistar. Yep. And now let's check out our next message, which comes from Nursialita from Singapore, saying, "Hey Benji, and good afternoon. It's my first time listening to you after not being able to listen in for a long time because of school. I want to listen more to Arirang Radio. 사랑해. Take care of yourself too, and 화이팅." Thank you, thank you, thank you. School and not being able to listen to music access is not an acceptable excuse. So you get 5 demerit points, but then for tuning in again, you get 6 plus points, which puts you at a total of 1 omega point. I don't know what the point system this is. I made it up to be funny, and it's not really that funny. I'm so sorry. And we have one more message continuing for this part. We have Benedict Baladad from the Philippines saying, "Hi, DJ Benji of B.I.G. Hello, ni hao, konnichiwa, 처음 뵙게." Sorry. How are you now? Oh, it was a very nice week that I've gained so many new friends that I've met every day. And I've become so happy that I've also had a great lunch as well every day and learned how to budget money too. That is great. Of course, when it comes to all this life and meeting new people and all that stuff, it can be difficult. And it's also really difficult making sure to eat a great lunch every day. Guys, if you can eat a great lunch every day, be very, very thankful, because some people can't eat a great lunch every day. Some people eat a mediocre lunch, and some people skip lunch. And then, budgeting money as well. That's just a great skill to have in life. Always, guys, save that money. Save. And then spend it when you need it and when you really feel like you need it. Because there will be definitely days ahead when you'll be like, "Oh, I wish I hadn't spent money on that toy." Or, "Oh, I wish I hadn't spent money on this teddy bear." "Oh, I wish I hadn't spent money on my son, the panda bear, because he eats so much bamboo. And bamboo is getting so expensive to buy lately." Little things like that are the little bread and butter of life. So, good job, Benedict Baladad. You are awesome. And now let's check out 2 songs before we continue on. The first song is What You by Speed, requested by Natasha from Down Under, Australia, followed by 심쿵해 by AOA. We just heard What You by Speed, followed by 심쿵해 by AOA. Of course, we always got that brave sound and okay, I'm sorry, I can't mimic Jimin's voice because it's so special. But yes, of course, and we've got Choa and all those people in there that are super cool. They came out with a really interesting concept this time around, which was interesting. It's interesting. Anyways. Moving on to our next message, we have Unita Suwinyo from Indonesia saying, "Hello Benji, happy Saturday. Today I woke up earlier because I needed to jog this morning and have a nice weekend, everyone. Jogging, 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 jogging. I actually I know I can't say this yet, but I've been doing a lot of outdoor work lately, of course, on that program that I'm doing where I live in the countryside and do a lot of work, and it's getting super super hot, and the sun is like super burning as well. And so, exercising, jogging, those are stuff that I actually need to do some cardio. But what I've been doing a lot of lately is just kind of, how do you explain this? Farming? Like very just like a lot of like yard work, not quite yard work, but putting plants in and all that stuff, and just like doing a lot of stuff in general that requires a lot of dexterity, milking the cows. I'm just kidding, we don't actually milk cows, but a lot of that fun stuff is what we're doing. So props to you. You need to get that healthy lifestyle going. And we got AJ from the USA saying, "Hey Benji, hope you're doing well." This is AJ, by the way. Just wanted to shout out to you, and hopefully you can shout back. Haha. Have fun, AJ. So, assuming that you shouted out at me, AJ, I'm going to push the mic back just a little bit and shout at you. Ah! There you go. That was an excellent shout out. I think it's one of the I made it really special. I put my emotions into it, put my heart into it. And AJ, I hope you felt the emotions that I'm putting out as well. Alright, so before we that was the weirdest shout out I've ever done. Anyways, before we continue on, let's check out two more songs. Indonesia's Nova requested Chance I Got to Know 1004 by BAP, and we'll follow with Life is a John I Happiness Life by Rubber Soul featuring Mad Clown. Alright, we are back, and we just heard 1004 by BAP, followed by Life by Rubber Soul featuring Mad Clown. You're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of BIG, and it's time for our next message, which comes from Nat from Canada. Saying, "Hi Benji, my name is Vanessa, and me and my twin Natalie are writing to you from Canada. We just wanted to say that we love BIG and enjoy listening in to Music Access. It's exam time and we have to write one tomorrow, and that sucks. I'm sure you agree. How much did you love or hate exams? Love, Vanessa and Natalie." Oh, don't talk to me about exams. Let's see. When I was in school, I remember I loved music theory exams. In college, I hated essay exams just because there's so much writing, and at the end, like, your hand gets cramped up, and there's so much, handwriting, and my handwriting is not the best, and so it's very sloppy. And math exams, I think that was the one exam thing in my life which always threw me off guard, because every test that I took where I felt I did super amazing on, I didn't do that well on. And every test that I thought I did, kind of bad on, I actually did really, really well on. And any exam that I thought, I don't know, I think I did okay, but I'm not 100% sure, were the exams that I did pretty good on. So, for example, in junior high, I took a math test, and I just whizzed through the entire thing. It was just like, oh, okay, I'm done. And then I got, I think, a D or an F, I think. But then, after, that was, I just did it through without really double-checking my work or anything. And then it turns out I made a lot of errors, simple errors that could have been easily corrected. And so then, during that year, I worked hard to get my grades up, and, took the exams, did all that stuff, double-checked. And I ended up with, a 98%, I think, average, which is, it's like an A+ right there. I'm talking about your boy, got it. But, yeah, exams, they're important, but they're not quite my favorite thing to do. That's how we'll put it. But, guys, focus on your exams and study hard. It's good stuff. Alright, so before we continue to move on, let's check out two more songs. The first song is When I Met You in the Summer by Calvin Harris, followed by Gladiator by Tommy Im. And we're back. We just heard Summer by Calvin Harris, followed by Gladiator by Tommy Im. And remember, guys, if you wanted to participate in our Saturday Corner, my text message, all you need to do is send us the messages that are saved in your phone. Tell us about who sent the message or who you sent it to, and a little bit about the situation as well. And, of course, if you want your stories to be read for my text and messages overall, here's what you need to do. First, tell me about the messages that made you laugh or smile or moved you to tears or made you really sad or mad. It can be a message you received or a message you sent yourself. And you can send in the message itself or just tell me a little bit about the situation and how you received or why you sent it. And remember, it can be messages on SNS as well. So, write my text on your title for posting up your kind of messages. And otherwise, just telling me about your week, what you're doing now, what your plans are for this weekend, anything. If you want to share them with me and our MA fam on my message, just write my message on your title before sending in your message as well. So, to clarify, if you want to write in for your SNS messages and all that stuff, write my text on your title. And for other, just, those kind of stuff, go ahead and write my message. Alright, so, remember guys, for participating on Music Access, you can download our Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphones and send us messages through the app using the comment function. I love messages. Also, you can listen to us by visiting our website, www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess, and leave your messages there on our message board. Whew! Hope that explanation made everything clear. And it is time to wrap things up for today. So, for our last track, we're going to check out Peaches and Cream by Snoop Doggy Dogg. This was Benji of B.I.G. And as always, I'll be back.